All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a live example. I'm going to create a mind map for you. And this is just going to be a free-flowing mind map that I create where I'm going to just talk about different functionalities and different things you could do with Xmind. Just to give you some ideas. More specific examples, like I said, are covered under the mind map application section. So first thing I'm going to do is going to go over here and just go to File, New Blank Mind Map. Before I do that, I just want to mention something. You could actually do File, New, and you can pick one of the existing formats that exist and color schemes within Xmind. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to pick the blank one. So you just go to File, File, New Blank Mind Map, and that will pop up. Centralized topic. What should we talk about? How about let's talk about the things involved creating with creating this course. So let's say Iris Mind Mapping version 3.0. So there was a lot of things I had to do to prepare to record these videos, putting the content together, writing the mind map. What's involved with the Iris Mind Mapping course? More specifically, version 3.0. Well, one of the things I had to do was look at the feedback that I received from the past customers to build upon. The other thing I had to do was I had to actually go out and research Xmind. Another thing I had to do was I had to create the format of the or the layout of the course. You know how I have it set up as module base. Another thing I had to do was I had to organize my software. So I'll just put recording software. And I also had to create my mind map, so the course mind map. How about that? So just want to let you know that I did create something like this when I built version 3.0 as a skeleton to help me create the course. But I'm just free-flowing this with you, so this is just going to kind of evolve. So one thing that we're going to do right off the bat is I just want to add, I like to have these lines here curved. So I'm just going to right click in the middle here and then go to properties, pull this over, make sure this is selected and change from straight to curve, or I actually really like these ones, the arrowed curve, and I actually want to make them a little thicker. How about that thick? And I'll probably just change the color of this shape here, and I'll also maybe make it look like that. Change the color to this. All right, just close that. So little things to make it visually better for myself. And this might not be visually better for you, but you get the idea. This is a very rough mind map. So some of the feedback that I got from version 2.0 and version 1.0 is more specific examples. Some very, very specific stuff like counterclockwise and clockwise, which is better as far as organizing your mind map. To the specific examples they wanted was a study outline with, so they wanted the video, but they also wanted an example mind map that they can download, a skeleton. They also wanted to have examples for all the other mind maps, or I would say frameworks or skeletons for all mind maps. So that's actually one of the things I did in Mind Map 3.0 is include the outlines or skeletons, however you want to call it, for all the other mind maps in the example section. Now Xmind, I wanted to look at all the features so I can see which features make sense in different examples. I ended up getting a copy of the Pro version. I also had to do things like to test with my everyday mind mapping to see what was the difference between using Xmind versus SimpleMind. So then there was the layout, right? So how was I going to lay out the modules? So I had decided on doing it in 4 modules. So module 1, module 2, module 3, and module 4. Now, in the specific modules, what was I going to cover? Okay, so in module 1, it was just going to be an introduction. I also wanted a place to be able to put additional resources, just in case I was adding stuff like links and images and webinars that I couldn't include in module 2 or module 3. So that was going in the additional resources section. And obviously I had to talk about the purpose of mind mapping, the benefits, and how to create a mind map, which is this video. And I called that section what is a mind map? Now, because students wanted very specific examples, I created a full module on just mind map examples. And like, what did I call that? I call that mind map applications instead of calling it mind map examples. There was a study, you know what, I can probably just go in here and just grab some of these and copy it over. There was different specific examples. Now, as you can see, the main thing that I want you to note is watch how easy it is for me to organize information and build upon it and go deeper and deeper and deeper. And then I could do things like, if I wanted to add, I could add this, make this my high priority, or even use this to label the modules, like how I did in my actual mind map for the class. So, I mean, I can go into these in detail and keep adding to it. So right here, what I would do is I'd add all the potential videos that I can make on mind map applications. Now, the reason why I had this module here called mind map applications is because once version 3.0 is completed, and you're seeing the completed version, every time I use Xmind to create a mind map for a different application, and I find that it worked really well, I would just keep adding new videos to module 3. So the idea is module 3 would just keep growing and growing and growing, and then this mind map would essentially by creating this visual layout of the course, I was able to look at all the possible scenarios of things that could happen if I add future material and based on feedback. And then this module based course just made sense, and it was very easy for me to add more videos on here. So I wouldn't have to totally revamp the course, and maybe I might revamp it in the future for a specific reason, but it's a lot of work to just revamp the course from version 1, version 2 to version 3, because it's always been a total revamp. But what I'd like to do before I get into version 4, if it ever goes into version 4, is really build this section, module 3. And again, creating this mind map here helps me visually organize it. So, I can go into listing all the additional resources that I want to mention. Like I said, one of it was the Mind Map book by Tony Bazan, and there's probably links to webinars and a whole bunch of other things, websites and whatnot that I'm going to add over there. And I'm going to continue getting feedback from students when I release version 3.0, and I'm going to add it over here. I'm going to find more features in Xmind. I'm going to add it over here, and I'm going to add more subtopics, and this mind map is just going to keep building and building and building. If you got the pro version of Xmind, you can click this button here and just record yourself like this. Hit stop, and you see if I hit play here, just record yourself like this, it plays back. That's only available in the pro version. So, I can go into more explanation of how to insert images and all these other little things you could do, like change the background color. But fundamentally, I just wanted to show you that it's very easy to start creating something like a course with a mind map. And, we just spent a little bit of time doing this. This should give you a rough idea of how to create a mind map. And, just elaborating on this is just going to be probably a waste of time. Maybe it's not that interesting to you to see how I created the version 3.0, but this should get you started. Why don't we go into the very specific examples and talk about how you can apply mind mapping for specific examples in module 3.